Look at that, folks. It doesn't get much better than that in England, and especially in the southwest. That is beautiful. As you can tell, we've had some pretty rubbish weather, so got a little bit of fog out there, but it is nice and dry, which allows me to come and make this video. So in this video, guys, we've done the first impressions, we've done the full review, but now it's time for a completely personal take on the Billy Goat V3 with my 5 things I absolutely love and 5 things I think Power Goat bikes could do a little bit better. Well, how have you all been, guys? It's great to get back on the bike. Great to get back semi in front of the camera, I suppose. I guess my hands are in front of the camera, but it's really good. And it's been so cold here. We had a storm, snow, sleet, ice, black ice, the lot. So I couldn't get out on the bike, but I'm back. It's nice and dry. I was allowed to ride the bike, and I didn't ride the bike in so long. I actually had a flat tire, and it's funny I say that because check this out. Look, we've all been there. You get your bike out for a nice ride and boom, flat tire. Well, the Hotto Pocket Air is here to help. The Hotto Pocket Air is small yet mighty, able to pump up your car or bike tires in a pinch. Even blew up my completely flat, fat e-bike tire in less than 5 minutes. If you ride standard bikes, this could be as little as 55 seconds. Wow. With accurate pressure and auto shut-off, this little tool is perfect for riders like myself and anyone out there looking for a convenient way to forget their flat tires. With a flick to start design and user-friendly functions, this pump can be used by anyone, wherever you are. If you have been looking for that portable electric pump for your biking adventures, grab yours today by using the link in the description below. And a huge thank you to Hotto for being the channel's first ever collaborator. Now, let's ride. Come on, how cool is that? Thank you very much, Hotto, for being the first collaborator. And I even have the pump still in my bag behind me. Got a new backpack and it's in there. Really, really good bit of kit. Anyway, so we'll start. What we'll do is we'll go a good one, a bad one, good one, a bad one. So we're going to start with the obvious, and that is speed and power. So to do that, let's go for a little ride, shall we? Oh yes, speed and power. When it comes to this bike, it has it in abundance. And let's just show you, shall we? Whoa, that was nearly 40 mile an hour there, guys. I'm telling you, when it comes to this bike and power, you are not going to be let down. Not at all. And now, folks, we come to number 1 on the bad list. Number 1 on what could be better. And the first one that came to my mind when I was making this list is the grips. So these grips are best case, okay. Worst case, absolutely terrible. One, I think they're too thick, like the bars are too thick. They feel like motorcycle bars, which I guess you could say is kind of on brand. But second, they're just hard. They're really hard rubber, really uncomfortable. I've seen lots of people on forums swapping them out. So that is number 1. Numero dos on the good scale is build. So this thing feels robust. It's made out of really good stuff. Great front fork, great rear fork. And also, it's got a weight rating of 450 pounds. So for once, a bike that easily holds me. It's also quite tall, which allows me with my big long legs at 6'5" to ride it really, really comfortably. So that is numero 2 on the good bits. Guys, we come back to another bad one. So number 2 on the bad list is storage, man. So this bike, because of the style that I bought And obviously I can't really complain because this is the style I bought. I could have bought a motor goat, I could have bought a power goat, but I bought a billy goat. But this bike has 0 storage. So I've had to put on this little bag to give me a little bit of storage. I've now got a backpack to give me some more. But on the actual bike, there is none. And there's not really any place to put anything other than on the handlebars. You can, of course, buy a rack for it to get that little bit of storage. But obviously, these are just the good and bad bits about the base bike. And the base bike doesn't include a rack. So, third, on the good points, we have the technology. So, this display here is fantastic. Really accurate on miles per hour and kilometers per hour. Has up to, so you can do it as 3 pedal assist, 5 pedal assist, or 9 pedal assist. Gives you all the information you need. Your mileage, your trip counter, your average speed. Also gives you a live watt meter and voltage meter. So allowing you that really good accuracy in terms of finding out how much power you're pulling and also how much power you have left. Because a lot of people think that looking at the voltage gives you a better indication of how much there is actually left inside of the battery instead of the percentage. So on this display, you get both. So the technology is really good, not to mention the indicators, the lights, everything, all that kind of stuff is really, really great. You get indicators on the front and the back. So this bike is absolutely packed full. And when you consider it wasn't very expensive in terms of its competitors, that's very, very good. Third on the bad stuff. And I did just mention these in the good bits. So it may sound a bit contradictory, but slightly dim lighting. So the front is absolutely fine. So let's put on the hazard, so it puts on both indicators. The front is absolutely fine. So this is just a dayline run at night right now. But if I put on the high beam, you can actually see on my trousers how bright it is, and it's bright out today. Well, kind of. It's bright out today, but the lights on the front are really, really good, really, really noticeable. However, let's turn that back on. The lights on the back, that's not very bright, is it? That is not very bright. I think at night you'd be able to tell the hazards were on, but in the day, there's not much differentiation between the red of the tail light and the orange of the indicators, and also it's just not very bright, So that would be my number 3 on the not so good scale. Now, folks, we come to number 4 on the good bits, and it would be remiss of me not to mention this, but it's the aesthetics. This bike is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not joking. You will get lots and lots of compliments. You'll have people staring at you. So if you're not that kind of person that doesn't like being looked at when they're out on their bike, you should probably steer away, because you will get lots of looks, lots of people coming up and asking you what it is, where you got it, how much was it, all those kind of things. But it is an absolutely gorgeous bike. The mag wheels make it stand out amongst electric bikes of its type. Dual suspension, has that kind of sleek look about it. Integrated battery that you can remove, obviously. It's just a really, really good looking bike. And with the indicators, the backlight, all those kind of things, it just adds that little bit extra bang for your buck. So that is number 4 on the good bits. Now, folks, back to the bad bits. And in a word, keys. So this bike is a bit of a key nightmare. So this is to start the bike. This is my lock for the bike. This is my bottom battery. This is my U-lock for the bike. And this is my top battery. So it just gets a bit crazy. And the problem with this is, so you get one battery, the bike comes standardly without this top battery. So obviously you get a key for this one. But then if you require that second battery, you get another key. Now my thinking is, Power Goat Bikes, if you're watching this, if someone orders the bike with the second battery, so it's not an additive, they haven't added it a couple of weeks, couple of months later, if they add it with the bike, is it possible to make sure that these keys are exactly the same? I'd imagine they're made in the same warehouse. I imagine it can't be that difficult to do, but it would be just so good to reduce those lock keys down to 1. And then also, if it was possible, make all 3 keyholes the same key. That would be an absolute dream, reducing the need from 3 keys down to 1. That would be great, because honestly, it's a bloody nightmare. Now we're on to the 5th and final good point. There's many more, but these are just the 5 I wanted to call out, and that is the ability to easily have 2 batteries. So on my old bike, I could have got 2 batteries, but I'd have to buy a battery, a new controller, find someone to fit it, or try and fiddle fit it myself. The bike wasn't actually fit for it, so I'd have to put it in one of those, waterproof bags, tie it with cable ties on the bottom of the frame, all those kind of stuff. But with this bike, not a problem. So if you are lucky enough that you realise that you're probably going to need 2 batteries the day you buy the bike, then it will already come with all the fittings already put on the bike. So literally the day you got it, when you're building it, you just slot this in, bosh, you're done. But it is amazing. So on my old bike, the biggest worry was range. So I had to, every time I got on the bike, I was like, right, I can only go 12 miles away from my house, because at maximum I'll get 24 miles there and back, But with this thing is ridiculous. So this one will already do about 40 miles, and then this will do another 40 more, So the range in which I can go out on it, I can go out all day. Let's put it that way, I can go out all day. I could go from Bristol to Breen and back and still have half battery left. It is crazy. So that is definitely number 5 on the good bits about the Billy Goat V3. And then, guys, we come to the final bad point, the 5th and final bad point of the Billy Goat V3, and that is the sheer weight of the bike. Now, I'll put the exact weight of the bike up on the screen whilst I'm talking, but this, if you buy this, come prepared, because this bike is heavy. My advice is, if you are the type of person that lives in an apartment, upstairs, those kind of things, I wouldn't even bother. But if you were feeling really brave, I wouldn't get 2 batteries, because trust me, you won't be able to lift out them stairs. It is one heavy bike. And the thing is, when you're trying to maneuver it, off the bike, you're trying to put it, I don't know, somewhere in the garage, or if you're like me and you're putting it somewhere in your house, it is really difficult to move it around and maneuver it into that perfect position, because it is so bloody heavy. But yeah, I don't know how they'd managed to make it lighter, because the thing is, with the weight, it's adding to some of the good points, I think, with the extra battery capacity and the robustness of the build. So it's probably a worthwhile trade-off. But for people that are smaller, maybe not as strong. And then my battery died. And the thing is, I had 2 spare batteries in my bag, both dead as well. So this cold weather completely did in the batteries on my GoPro. But those are my 5 good things and 5 bad things about the bike, essentially. And I'll put them in text somewhere on the left so you can see what I did in text form. I don't know why I had to explain that again. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you find the video helpful. And if you do love the bike, always remember there's a discount code at Goat Power Bikes in the description below. And also, if you do like the look of that pump, and I'm telling you what, it is a good pump, there's also the link to grab yourself one as well from Hotto down below. But thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're loving your bikes no matter what ones you have. And remember, stay awesome.